Have you ever had a moment where all the puzzle pieces in your mind suddenly lock into place? When years of headlines, whispers, and half understood moves suddenly align, and in one instant, the whole picture becomes crystal clear? That's exactly what hit me when I finally saw the real reason our nation decided to step back from certain trade ties with America. This wasn't some sudden impulse, it wasn't an emotional outburst. And it definitely wasn't the kind of politics most people imagine. No, this was precision, this was power, this was a decision years in the making, strategic, fearless, and inevitable. The old game. For decades, the world got used to one player calling the shots, America. They dominated oil, tech, pharma, defense, even food. And it wasn't just about selling, they decided who got to buy. If you didn't play by their rules, sanctions, tariffs, and backdoor pressure were the norm. India played along, quietly, watching, learning. Because the old map of power looked fixed. But here's the truth. The map didn't change, the power dynamics did. The shift begins. India stopped being the underdog and started writing its own playbook. Not to start a fight, but because depending on someone who doesn't respect your sovereignty is a risk you can't afford. Look back, when India began building its own digital economy, critics laughed. Can't compete with Silicon Valley, they said. Fast forward, India created the large digital payment system in the world. No copying the West. A system built for India by India. Then came defense. For years, India bought jets, missiles, submarines, but every deal had strings. You can't modify it, you can't resell it. Sometimes you can't even use it the way you want. India said, enough. Start building its own, quietly, efficiently, not for show, but for preparation. The breaking point. The real tipping point? India realized trade with America came with a hidden cost. Not just goods and services, but a silent deal. If you want our market, you need to think like us, speak like us, and act like us. And India, with its history, culture, and diversity, said, we are good. This wasn't resentment, it was survival. Because you can't keep dancing to a tune that's not yours. Pandemic and self-reliance. Then COVID hit. Global supply chains collapsed. Export froze, import dried up. India looked around and said, never again. That's when Atmanirbhar Bharat became more than a slogan. Manufacturing surged, agriculture adapted, pharma went global. Trade policies started putting Indian interest first. Pushback and pivot. America didn't like it. Trade threats, sanctions, condition on data sharing, environmental clauses dressed up as cooperation. But India saw through it and pivoted. Deals with Southeast Asia, Africa, the Middle East, Latin America. Partnership built on mutual benefit, not superiority. This wasn't isolation, it was insulation. Cutting dependency, not connections. Technology and dignity. The tech shift was huge. Earlier, every startup dreamed of Silicon Valley. Now billion-dollar unicorns are being built in Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Delhi for India first. Because here's the deeper truth. It's not about trade at all. It's about dignity, knowing your worth, refusing to put a price tag on it. India walked away from unequal trade, not from trade itself. It didn't reject cooperation, it rejected coercion disguised as cooperation. The global ripple effect. And others noticed. Nations in Africa, Southeast Asia, South America saw India saying no and thriving. They saw you could preserve sovereignty and grow. Global platforms started giving India more space, not as charity but out of necessity. Supply chains rebalanced, the world needed alternatives. The mindset shift. This changed the private sector too. Entrepreneurs stopped chasing foreign approval. They built for Indian needs, and when foreign investors came knocking, it was on India's terms. That's the essence of power, standards, not noise. India raised the bar in tech, pharma, defense, space, and diplomacy, not by begging for a seat, but by building its own table. The new India, walking away from unequal trade, wasn't isolationism, it was intelligent independence. Yes, there were setbacks, but the foundation was solid. India outgrew the old rules, and no amount of pressure could force it back. This isn't just economics, it's transformation, it's a statement to the world. We are open to trade, but we are not for sale. And that's how you earn respect, not by shouting, not by submitting, by standing firm and walking toward what uplifts you, without apology, without fear, without compromise.